Well, these pens look moist. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Papermate liquid flare pens. It is no secret on my channel that regular Papermate pens, both the ultrafine and the medium, are some of my favorite pens in general, not just felt tip. I knew these guys existed, but I could never seem to find them at the store. I went and I found them on Amazon because I wanted to give them a try. If I love the regular Papermate pens, then these liquid ones, wouldn't I like them more? Maybe? Question mark? So I ordered some. This is all janky. I've tested these out a little bit since I got them back in the summer, and I actually did a time-lapsed plan with me with these pens doing a rainbow week. So that gave me some thoughts on them, but I thought right now I would talk about them a little bit, talk about the features and blah, 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 give them a little test for you and talk about my thoughts, you know, whether or not I like them. I need to preface this by saying this is just my opinion, and if you have a different opinion than me, that's totally fine. We all have different opinions. That's what makes us people. But this is how I feel about these pens. And that's the same for any video where I look at art supplies or planners or pens. It's always my opinion. I hate that I have to leave that disclaimer, but sometimes people seem to have trouble distinguishing whether or not it is my opinion or unbiased fact. I have very few unbiased facts on this channel. Just saying. Speaking of unbiased facts, let's get some of the facts out on these pens before I talk about them as an opinion, because I am just completely with my shit together today. I got these on Amazon. There is an 8-pack. This 8 colors, these 8, as they call them on the website, bold colors, are the only colors currently that these pens come in. I got them for the 8-pack on Amazon for like 13 bucks, which I thought was halfway decent. In terms of availability, like I swear I have seen these in the store before. Maybe not in this pack, but maybe like the 2-pack of the black ones or something. But I've never seen them since. I just have this vague recollection of it. I hunted around online. Allegedly, they are carried at Target, Walmart, Staples, and Office Depot, as well as Amazon, and I've seen them on Dick Blick. But in all of those, none of them have any stores within 50-mile radius that carry these. As far as I know, currently, your best bet to find these is to go online. As well as the 8 colors being the only colors in the line, they are only available in medium point, which is kind of the traditional point size of regular flares, so that doesn't surprise me at all. Now, according to the Papermate website, here is kind of what they have to say about these pens. The ink is quick drying and won't bleed through the page. I have some definite thoughts about that, but we'll get to that in a minute. Sorry if this sounds like I'm biased, but like I said, I've used these already. So your writing and doodling will always be mess-free. Brighten up any page with 8 vivid colors. Translucent window lets you see how much ink is left so you're never caught empty-handed. And smear-resistant ink keeps work neat. Well, let's take a look at the easiest one of these to look at first, which is the translucent window lets you see how much ink is left. Let's pick a bright one. We'll go with orange. And they're not wrong. Like you can see the ink right here, I guess. Wait. Where do you see the ink? I guess, is this the ink? I haven't used these enough to use it up yet. Yeah, there's ink in there. I can see it moving. So I'm guessing that this is where you start to see in this section here if the ink is running low. Yeah, here's the green. So you can see the ink in here. Now, I don't know how much deeper it goes into the pen. I could try taking it apart, but like I said, these are very moist, and I'm not sure I want to bring that kind of a mess on myself. Yeah. Compared to a standard medium tip flare, here is the regular flare, and then here is this. I will say that this liquid flare looks a hell of a lot fancier than the regular flare. Like this just looks like a basic pen, but this looks like the pen of the future. The sturdy clip, like this is sturdy as fuck, and I love a sturdy clip. It holds on to paper really well, even though it has enough room to hold lots of pages. Sometimes I've found with clips that if they are too open to hold a lot of pages, if you only put 1 or 2 pages in there, you're fucked. This guy seems pretty awesome. It's got a smooth like grip, like no ridges to dig into my callus, which I appreciate. Overall, as a body, I feel like this pen looks really cool. It almost looks like it could be a highlighter, except for the actual nib of the pen. It comes in this, at least the pack I got, comes in this like plastic sleeve that, as you can see, I'm not sure how that happened, but it all got fucking curly with the little thing to shove it in to keep it closed, whatever. I got 3 Papermate pens right here. Now I've got my shit together. So this is the liquid flare, medium point. This is the regular flare, medium point. And then this is the regular flare, ultra fine point. And you can easily tell the difference by the color of the barrel. I'm gonna zoom you in and I want to show you what each of these looks like just in terms of like line size and everything else. Now, as you're looking at this, the funny thing that jumps out is that the liquid medium actually looks more like the ultrafine than the regular medium. In and of itself, that's kind of one of those moments. But at the same time, you know, whatever. Now, when it comes to how these write, I'm going to do that one more time. I actually find the liquid Flair to be the most comfortable of the three of them. I love the ultrafine because I love the way it looks. As of the shape of the nib, in case you can see it there, it's really squared off. And so if you're not like straight up and down, if you get any sort of an angle at it, it starts to scrape the paper, and that's kind of obnoxious. Now, I'm usually heavy-handed enough that I can like flatten those out a little bit. The regular Flair, which is one of my favorites for practicing lettering, is like writing on a big giant cushion. All squishy like, and it allows you to write in a really big fat line, give you some ability to hide any wobbliness you might have when you're nervous practicing. I still consider this to be an excellent lettering practice pen for like, you know, non-brush lettering type stuff. But this guy with its nib, if you look at this nib, and maybe I'll line them all up so you can kind of see them. This might be a little bit blurry and I apologize for that. All three of the nibs are different looking, as you can see. When it comes to how the tip feels on the paper, the liquid Flair to me of the three of these feels the most comfortable. Now, I'm not going to go into color comparisons and everything else. I haven't done that research. If you would like a more in-depth comparison between this and the other Flairs, I can totally do that in the future. But for right now, I just wanted to kind of give you an example of what they look like. I'm going to take a couple minutes now and write the different colors so you can see what they look like and see kind of the spectrum, which I have some thoughts about, but I'm going to write them out first. So one of the things that bugs me about this color selection, and let me show you my Erin Condren where I did that spread. And admittedly, I did this spread before testing them, so I didn't realize what was going to happen. I just started working with them. One of the things you're going to notice here is that the colors are not, they don't fit together. Some of these colors are really dark and vibrant, like the red, the blue, the purple. These ones all look like, and like the black, these ones all look like traditional kind of colors. The pink, the orange, the green, and to some extent the teal all feel a little bit more fluorescent. It's hard to see on camera, but I will tell you, you can't see. The teal maybe is the least fluorescent of them all and might fit better with the blue and the purple as well. Like this one can go either way. I don't know how well you can see on this camera, but the pink and the orange and the green are all really fluorescent, almost highlighter color. Having these all come together on this spread, part of the reason I don't like this spread at all is because I don't like that these colors and these colors look like they came from different sets of pens. Now, that doesn't mean that it's bad that they're all in here. It just means that to me, this set of 8 pens doesn't make sense. I would almost rather see 2 sets of 4, the blue, the red, and these guys, and then these guys in a different set. Like these are the brights and these are the, I don't know. And like, as far as I know, they may carry them that way as well, but I ordered the 8-pack. Another thing, an issue specifically I take, and you can see it on the back here, right there, is that the pink is super moist. Like moist. You can see it here, moist. And now the second time I'm writing it, but like this spot right here on the pink and on the moist, a hell of a lot of extra ink came out both times, but that is something specific with the pink. As for the colors themselves, they're all vibrant. None of them disappoint me in terms of their saturation level. They all look really nice. They all write really well. Like I love the feel of the writing, and the colors are really bright. They're not lying when they say that it is vivid colors. They're not wrong, so that's really awesome. Let's check and see if it's quick drying. So here's the purple, and then smear. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna write the purple, then I'm gonna write the pink, which is, you know, the really moist one. Now that it's taken a second, I'm gonna take my dry finger, smear. Okay, that went and smear. See, once I waited for a second, it dried pretty quickly. So that's nice, even with this extra amount of spooge on the page. Now we're gonna take a look at one of my personal issues that I took with these pens when I used them back in September. It comes with the won't bleed through the page thing. Now this is the Erin Condren, better paper this year. It's not as thin as it used to be. And I want to show you something. I use felt tip pens almost exclusively, like lately. I've been using felt tip pens. I don't even know which ones are which. Like this Any of these could be like a Pigma Micron, it could be an ultrafine Papermate Flair, it could be a Tombow mono drawing pen, all felt tip pens that I have been using in my planner. I know this is felt tip, I don't know which one. Notice, no bleed through. Maybe a slight bit of shadowing, but no more than a gel pen. Here's another one. You can kind of see a little bit of a shadow, but no bleed through. I'm pretty sure I used ultrafine Flairs here and a Tombow. No bleed through, right? Now allow me to show you this spreads on the other side. So here is this spread. And I didn't color this, I just added a little bit of extra. Look at that right there. That's bleed through. Right here, bleed through. I didn't even color it in. Notice I didn't even color these words in all the way. I just added a little bit of extra coloring. Bleed through. Going to the other side, it's harder to see because there's stickers all over it, but right here, there's bleed through. That's blue. And I didn't even write that much. The darker colors, not the lighter colors, seem to be the most bleediest. I'm going to take a second and use this page here, and I'm going to write them all on here, and we can see which ones actually bleed through. Because like that to me is really frustrating, because I do like how they write, and it makes me sad that they would bleed through my planner that badly. All right. And looking at this, trying to see if you can see here. Pink bled through, purple, I think that's purple. Yeah, no, wait, that's red. The pink bled through, the red was starting to come through, and I see shadows on the rest of them. Now, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but just trust me when I say, I'm not sure if I can recommend these in your planner or not, because that was ridiculous. Like, I was so disappointed when I wrote that in and I looked and I saw this garbage. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I have had such good luck with pens not bleeding through in the Erin Condren planner recently, that to have these guys bleed through, especially when the regular Flairs don't, was very disappointing. I'll take another second really quick and test them in the Scribbles That Matter to see what happens. I haven't used them in here because I've been too afraid to after using them that first time. So here's the pen test page in the back. We're going to try the same thing. I'm going to just do a little bit of color on each one and see if there's any bleed through that I notice. Where did my black one go though? I think I lost it. It was stuck to the back of my Erin Condren planner. Anyway. I really hate that fucking blob that happens with the pink. I like the bright pink color, but every time that happens, my eye starts twitching. All right, let's look. They all shadow. They probably shadow about as much as the Tombows do. The pink one is starting to bleed through right there, and you can tell at the end of the red it's starting to bleed through. But the Scribbles That Matter and the Erin Condren are relatively thicker than standard paper, so if they bleed through there, it's gonna suck ass when you're writing on regular paper. I will say though that when it comes to the quick drying and the vivid colors and all that, you know what? That's fine. I can be down with that. So let's give you my final thoughts on these puppies for where I'm feeling about them right now. These are very comfortable. I can see these being great note-taking pens for me to write a lot, because I feel like it's not going to tire my hand out as much as a firmer nib would be. Now, in digging around on the internet, I have discovered that you can find a 4-pack with just these colors in it, the like non-fluorescent-y colors. So that's cool, because these colors used as a whole together, I wasn't a fan of, but at the same time, not everybody's going to be utilizing all 8 colors on one planner spread like I did. So that could be my own personal beef with them that's not really important necessarily. I cannot recommend these in your planner. I feel like recommending these in your planner would be asshole-ish of me because they likely would bleed. Although, the funny thing is, the black one, which is my favorite color to use on the regular in my planner, didn't seem to bleed all that much. Then again, I didn't use it on that planner spread. So maybe I'll give this a try for 1 week, the last week in my planner. I'll try it in June when I'm going to be transferring over to a new planner, so I don't have to worry about being pissed off about the bleeding. Great pens, not necessarily great planner pens. And that is my final biased opinion of them. What other felt tip pens would you like me to look at? Leave a list in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.